Hello and welcome to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Vigili. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in the next half hour, County Executive Ike Leggett vetoes Bill 1216 that proposed a $15 an hour minimum wage in the county. And later, the sky's the limit for some Montgomery College students as they take a field trip to one of the nation's most popular destinations. But first, Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett has been hosting FY18 operating budget forums throughout the county. We caught up with him at the one held in downtown Silver Spring. This is the fourth out of 5 FY18 operating budget forums that the county executive has been hosting throughout the county.
I do this because I think it's important for us to engage before I actually submit the budget to the county council. Rather than have you react to some of the things, I think it's better to be proactive. I find it to be stimulating and I think worthwhile for all of us to have an opportunity to discuss the budget in detail.
For the upcoming fiscal year, there is a $138 million deficit. The concern about the numbers comes from income tax revenue below projection, state and federal shortfalls, and debt increases, the maintenance of effort for MCPS and Montgomery College, increases in operating cost of facilities and labor agreements. The inevitable option is budget cuts across the board.
And you can see we have 12 items on this list. And the top 3, so that's public schools, public safety, and debt service, make up 70% of our budget. So again, this only leaves about 30% of our budget to use on our general government, health and human services, transportation, parks, libraries. So you can see, even though our budget is about $5.5 billion, 70% of it is already taken up in those 3 areas.
Audience participation was focused on praising the executive for fiscal responsibility in the last 10 years, and also requests to fund education, nonprofit organizations, and the libraries. For more information on the budget, visit montgomerycountymd.gov/open-budget. And this week, Executive Ike Leggett vetoed Bill 1216, which attempted to move the county toward a $15 per hour minimum wage by 2020. According to the executive, he supports the effort to reach $15 an hour. However, this particular bill was contentious and divided in county council, resulting in a 5-4 vote and did not provide exemptions for small businesses.
My difference, of course, not in that we should not get to $15 an hour, but the time, circumstances, and conditions. And so I've laid out 3 reservations that I hope that the council will go back and look at, one of which I think we should engage in a study to ensure that we look very carefully at the challenges posed by this law, especially as it relates to Montgomery County, so some unintended consequences. I think we need an exemption so for small businesses who are particularly affected, and also for some of our youth. And I'm not satisfied with the date of 2020. I think the earliest should be 2022.
The executive adds that he hopes a modified bill can be introduced in the near future. And council members reacted to the executive's veto with cautious optimism.
I think, all of us have to we have to get the best bill for the most people, and there's no point in passing something that you'll never actually get into law. So if we have to make compromises on some things, we should. I fundamentally disagree that all businesses should wait to 22, and I think the study, you can't tell what somebody's going to do in advance, and it's worse now because if the county were to do a quote-unquote study, which apparently was going to be done with a survey, then if I'm the chamber, I'm telling, you're going to get a call from somebody doing a survey about what the impact on minimum wage will be sure to tell them that you'll shut your doors. I mean, this is ridiculous.
From my perspective, his veto allows us to find a way to get to yes. That's certainly my goal, to find common ground, to understand more fully and incorporate into the legislation the concerns of the small business community, as well as take care of those people who are working so very hard for too little.
In County Council Committee News, members of Transportation and Environment are taking a look at the county's new residential parking program and how it is working. As Susan Kennedy tells us, the implementation has left some residents requesting to revert to the old system.
There are 50 neighborhoods in Montgomery County that participate in the residential parking permit program.
This is a situation where the cure is worse than the disease.
It's designed to keep non-residents out of those neighborhoods close to metro and other public facilities. Neighborhoods in the program would receive paper passes for street parking. But in 2015, the county implemented a new online system for registering for a residential parking permit. But residents and council members say the new system is not working.
It is important for our residents to understand that we have heard them, and it has caused a great deal of anxiety and unhappiness, quite frankly.
The County Department of Transportation implemented the electronic system to prevent the paper permits from being copied or sold. DOT officials say enforcement for this system was also time-consuming. Director Al Roshdi told members of the council's T&E committee they are working to make the system more efficient.
I would say is no different than when we transform from typewriters to computers. There is a growing pain.
Currently, there are more than 13,000 permits that have been issued, and there have been hundreds of complaints associated with the new system.
You have a military permit, you have, a visitor permit, you have a construction permit. I mean, how do we walk through all this?
I'd say it'd be 3/4 of the people who like the paper and 1/4 who like the computer, simply because it's so complex.
Councilmember Tom Hucker says he doesn't think the system is serving residents well.
Really discourages social gatherings like birthday parties and bar mitzvahs unless you get the license plates of every single person coming to your house, and unless that person commits to know which car they're going to drive weeks in advance.
DOT officials say to address some of the issues, they will administer 2 visitor parking passes per household, as well as a separate pass for caretakers. In the meantime, the committee may consider reverting back to the old system.
I bet you if I introduced a resolution before our council, putting our council on record saying that we think paper is better than the digital, I think it would probably pass 9-0.
In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Coming up on County Report This Week, some Bethesda residents gather to find a way to incorporate as a city. And we go on a field trip with some Montgomery College students. Stay tuned. County Report This Week. We'll be right back.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going. Recycle more now.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Marriott International officials have announced that the company plans to develop its new corporate headquarters and flagship hotel project at 7750 Wisconsin Avenue in downtown Bethesda. At his weekly briefing with reporters, Montgomery County Council President Roger Berliner talked about the development's impact.
I am pleased that Marriott affirmed how important Bethesda is to it, and it will it strengthen that portion of Bethesda? Oh my, if you have business in that part of Bethesda near Veterans Park, your business, you got 3,000 more customers coming in every day for all those restaurants and all those dry cleaners and all those small businesses that exist there. This is going to be a huge, huge deal for that part of Bethesda that some people have said has lagged behind, like the Bethesda Row portion of Bethesda. So this really will sort of even out downtown Bethesda in that way.
According to a news release, the $600 million campus will include a 22-story built-to-suit office building and a Marriott hotel with 230-plus rooms. The building is scheduled to open in 2022. Frustration with a lack of representation from the Montgomery County Council is what led dozens of Bethesda residents to attend an informational meeting on the process to incorporate Bethesda. My MC Media's Midi Hicks has more.
We as citizens need to do something here in Bethesda because County Council is not responsive to what our needs are.
This responds from a frustrated resident. And the cause of his frustration?
A number of residents have been concerned and frustrated over the Bethesda downtown plan, and from that frustration and concerns, a lot of questions have come up. Well, why don't we have more control?
I don't think the process that we've heard today will get action fast enough.
It's a plan that involved input from residents, small business owners, and developers that suggests building more residential homes and an apex building to attract more businesses and obviously more people in what residents call an already congested area. Two Bethesda organizations, the Coalition of Bethesda Area Residents and the East Bethesda Citizens Association, called on the Maryland Municipal League to educate the community about the process to incorporate.
Yeah, so most of what we do is we provide, we're an association that represents all the cities and towns in the state of Maryland. Fairly rarely are we contacted about incorporation. That's a maybe once a year request, and maybe once every 2 or 3 years will we go out and talk to communities like this.
In order for the incorporation to work, the Montgomery County Council would have to pass a referendum that would allow residents to vote for incorporation. And some residents believe that will never happen.
And people obviously are engaged. They're obviously angry. I'm sympathetic to them on the issue of the zoning in Bethesda. I think the park and plannings plans for Bethesda are atrocious.
Release it publicly on Tuesday.
The meeting, however, was just informational. Concerned residents are working on other ways to address their frustrations by writing a joint letter to the Montgomery County Council asking for revisions to be made to the Bethesda downtown plan. In Bethesda, I'm Midi Hicks for County Report This Week.
We all know Montgomery County has many great learning resources, both within and nearby. Recently, some students were taken out of their classroom and on a field trip to learn how their areas of study have been put to use in ways that are out of this world.
To learn how chemistry has been applied to some of mankind's greatest achievements, Montgomery College students recently took a field trip to the Stephen F. Udvar Hazy Center, where they received presentations by 2 Smithsonian curators. Their first stop was a collection of vacuum suits, the precursors to NASA's spacesuits, where they learned about some of the challenges the designers had.
This is the AX4. It is also known as the toaster suit. Look at the shoulders. They're very wide. Once they inflated that for tests, the guy in the middle seat popped up like a piece of toast.
By the time the Apollo missions came along, many refinements have been made, enabling astronauts to move about more freely.
The outer layer is a fiberglass fabric. They dipped each fiber into Teflon. That made it easier to weave, and more importantly, that made it easy to sew. So you could tailor these suits to the astronauts' bodies, have the astronaut move around, and not have those fibers break apart.
After that, it was on to spacecraft. In this case, the Space Shuttle Discovery.
In the 1960s and 1970s, we flew astronauts in capsules. They were one-time only craft. For the shuttle era, NASA wanted to do something entirely different. A very versatile spacecraft to operate in Earth orbit and to be used again and again and again.
One of the biggest challenges the designers of the space shuttles had was creating a heat shield that could withstand multiple missions. Their solution came in the form of special ceramic tiles.
Out of all these 24,000 tiles or so on the vehicle, about 18,000 of them are still original. By having them in individual pieces, you can follow the line of the airframe, but also if one is damaged, you don't have to deal with the whole heat shield. You just fix the damaged place.
The trip gave students new perspectives on chemistry by showing them incredible examples of applied science.
You would never think a college would have a field trip, but this is amazing. Like, not even in high school they took us out here, but it's pretty cool to see that chemistry can actually be out in the real world, and it's an easy way for us students to connect with the class.
For County Report this week, I'm Dan Rankin.
Coming up next on County Report this week, learning about first aid becomes part of the curriculum for some students at Northwest High School. Stay tuned. County Report this week returns after this.
Hey, mister, down here. You illegally passed the stop school bus. I'm placing you in timeout, and this timeout means big fines, plus you really could have hurt somebody. That's why school buses are being equipped with video cameras to help kids like me stay safe, so respect the bus.
Here's your chance to save money and help the environment. Bring your reusable bag when you shop and you'll save 5 cents for every store bag you don't need. Retailers in Montgomery County charge 5 cents for the plastic or paper bags they provide. Why? Because plastic bags are the biggest single source of stream and waterway litter, causing pollution and flooding. And every year, Montgomery County spends $3 million on cleanup. So do yourself and the environment a favor. Bring your reusable bag when you shop. You'll fight litter and keep the change.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Students at Northwest High School in Germantown have been participating in a unique program where they learn first aid skills for adults, children, and infants. Here's a story.
This whole experience is awesome. It's the most amazing experience that anyone can go through.
This class is more of a, I wouldn't even call it a class, it's like a life, it teaches me life skills that I know I'm going to need later on.
They all are describing a unique first aid class taught at Northwest High School. The students recently celebrated class completion by participating in a first aid fair.
About 6 years ago, Northwest High School administration asked me if I'd be interested in taking a certification class through the American Red Cross to teach a responding to emergencies class. Initially, when I started teaching the class, there were no other schools in the county that taught it. We decided to offer the opportunity, and our program has grown since then.
For the fair, students chose first aid topics and created presentations to share with others at Northwest.
I decided to choose choking emergencies because I feel it's one of the most common sudden injuries or illness that could happen. Everybody at one point or another has taken too big of a bite or has, laughed while they were eating and could have gotten food trapped in it. It's definitely something that you need to learn how to cope with if it were to happen to you or someone near you.
My project was on burns, and the reason why I chose burns was because of my cousin. So he was in Iraq, and he was there with 2 of his commanders, and he was the only one who survived. He had a 3rd-degree burn.
My project was on drug abuse, so I'm educating different people on what drug abuse is, what the symptoms are, how to treat people with drug overdose problems, because it's really important, because drug overdose can kill people.
Hundreds of students and their teachers participated in the fair. Many felt the program should be expanded.
So this class is an elective, but I feel that it should be required for everyone to take it.
This class should be in all schools because it's really important.
We learn how to give CPR, we learn how to care for burns, bruises, contusions, concussions.
I think there's so much to offer in saving lives and knowing how to help somebody that it would be a really good step for the county to go forward.
From February to April, engaging and thought-provoking issues will be discussed in one of the most distinguished lecture series of Montgomery College. Danielle Stesky joins us with more.
I am in Globe Hall, Montgomery College Germantown campus, where all the 6 lectures for the Frank Islam Athenaeum Symposium Speaker Series will take place. With me is Joan Naik. She's the director of this series. Welcome, John.
Thank you for speaking to me, Danielle.
John, I was looking at the title of the 6 lectures, and there is a common theme of human and civil rights.
That is true. For example, our first lecturer is Amy Nutt, who has written the book Becoming Nicole, which is about the evolution of a transgender individual. She is going to be followed by 2 wonderful speakers, Dwight Watkins and Kesey Lehman, who are going to be focusing on Black Lives Matter.
The Atheneum Symposia is also known for its global perspective. What can we look forward to?
Well, we're going to be able to look forward to Amanita Forna, who is from Sierra Leone, and who will be discussing her book, The Devil That Danced on the Water, which is about the civil war in Sierra Leone. She will be followed by Vadi Ratner, who is the acclaimed author of In the Shadow of the Banyan. She'll be discussing her brand new book that's coming out in April called Music of the Ghosts, and it's about the aftermath of the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia. And then she will be followed by Kathy Bullock, who will be discussing and performing African and African music.
This is very exciting, but there is something new also this semester. There's an art exhibition that's tied to the speaker series?
Yes, we're very excited to have the art exhibit of Justine Fisher, who will be doing life-size portraits of Freddie Gray and Trayvon Martin and many other victims of brutality in our society.
This promised to be a very interesting semester. Thank you, John.
We're very excited.
The Frank Islam Atheneum Symposia Speaker Series kicks off on February 8th at noon with author Amy Nutt here in Globe Hall. For County Report this week in Germantown, I'm Danielle Steski.
Coming up next on County Report this week, we take you to the inaugural concert at Montgomery College, where organizers raised $30,000 to support national organizations. Plus, the Recreation Department is gearing up for 100 days of activity. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Get to MC, and we'll get you going.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Some progressive organizations are benefiting from an event that called for progressive minds instead of ball gowns. State Senator Cheryl Kagan produced the inaugural concert held at Montgomery College's Cultural Arts Center in Silver Spring. My MC Media's Phyllis Armstrong reports on the sold-out concert that drew more than 500 people.
Do what must be done. Well, they do what must be done.
Music celebrating the causes of progressive minds.
Some people do what.
There's something about music that gets into our heart and bypasses the censor, it bypasses the gatekeeper in our mind, and takes these messages into a deeper place.
Brother Sun and other performers lifting the spirits of more than 500 people concerned about the state of the nation on Inauguration Day.
What I witnessed as a kid was people appreciating soul, being aware, coming together, and now it feels like this is the exact opposite. This is divisiveness.
Love is the power that won't be stopped.
I think if we all learn to talk better to each other and listen better, there might be outcomes that we can't even foresee that will be better than what we're seeing now.
We will not be taken with your hatred and spite.
The inaugural concert brought together local and state leaders with people wanting to support women's rights, civil rights, and other causes.
We're not only raising money for the causes,
but we're showcasing the 5 national organizations who work on these issues that are among the most threatened by the incoming administration, or I should now say the new administration.
You got to stay woke, you got to stay on the battlefield, and we're happy to be here to participate in that.
We believe in freedom cannot rest.
That's good. Sweet Honey in the Rock and Tret Fury got concert goers on their feet with songs about freedom, protest, and equality.
Oh, the fishermen who live by the bay, lifelong fishermen.
Singer Josh White Jr. reminded everyone what is at stake with his song about the disabled, the downtrodden, and the disadvantaged.
Don't laugh at me.
I would have walked here from Detroit to be here to do this. You want your voice to be heard.
Phyllis Armstrong in Silver Spring for County Report this week.
Sometimes we all need a little extra motivation to stick with our fitness goals. The Montgomery County Department of Recreation has launched the 100-mile challenge for the second year in a row. Participants must complete 100 miles in 100 days for a chance at some grand prizes and overall health benefits. Crystal Park has a story.
We all do it. We make resolutions at the beginning of the year to lose weight or get healthy, but too often we fall off that wagon before the year's even over. Well, the Department of Recreation is helping us move more with their Move More Montgomery initiative, and they're challenging us to do 100 miles in 100 days. It's a lot harder to quit your fitness goals when you have a supportive group to encourage you to keep going. On January 26th, the county's Department of Recreation kicked off their second annual 100-mile challenge at the Holiday Park Senior Center in Silver Spring. Participants must complete 100 miles in 100 days. The campaign finishes on May 5th.
We're hoping that entire families come out, again, of all ages and abilities. We're even encouraging families' pets to get involved.
The goal is to complete 100 miles. You can walk, run, swim, or do any continuous physical activity for 20 minutes to make up a mile. The idea is to just move and keep moving for 100 days. To further motivate participants, there are several prizes up for grabs.
We give them prizes every week. So we randomly draw a prize. And those prizes are valued between $25 and $100. And the key is they have to complete the challenge to collect the prize at the end.
The program also focuses on nutritional education to help people make educated food choices to help them lose weight and get healthier. Participants taste tested healthy snacks and could even calculate their body fat percentage. Council member and Health and Human Services Chair George Leventhal is also participating in the challenge and is excited to get started.
I like this challenge, 100 miles in 100 days. That sounds pretty good to me. I think I can handle that.
The challenge will conclude with a festival on May 6th, where finishers can win prizes. For County Report this week, I'm Crystal Park in Silver Spring.
Registration is closed, but you can still participate in the Move More Montgomery Festival on May 6th at Bauer Drive Community Recreation Center in Rockville. For more information, call 240-777-6840. Now, Kathy Stanhope joins us from the Montgomery County Animal Services and Adoption Center to tell us about a new program. Kathy?
We have a brand new program called our Barn Cat program that is helping our cats that are under-socialized. In other words, the cats that are not the ones that want to sit on your lap. Our new program gives you a pair of cats or more for free. They're already vaccinated, they've already been spayed or neutered. If you have an outbuilding, a factory, a warehouse that you think would benefit from maybe some rodent control, find out more about our Barn Cat program at 240-773-5900 or visit us on the web at montgomerycountymd.gov/ASD.
And with that, we close this edition of County Report this week. Remember to like us on Facebook and to join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.